right, guys, today we're going to talk about adding a hook to the beginning of your introduction paragraph, right? We talked a lot this year about how that first few sentences of a story, of a narrative, of an essay, of a nonfiction piece can really bring in the reader. Now, the purpose of this essay is to show change in our main character, Jeremy. So we might start to think about then, like, how we can incorporate that into our first few sentences. Maybe we can, like we did in the ending, maybe we can ask a question of the reader that brings them in to start thinking about change. Or maybe instead of focusing on the change of Jeremy, thinking about the change and then the message of doing the right thing or having empathy for others or helping one another. And then using that as our first few sentences in the story, in the essay, to start to bring the reader in and thinking like, I wonder what the rest of this essay is about. So as I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking, well, Jeremy learns that even though he may not get what he wants, he can give somebody else something they want. Or I might think about his struggle and like cue in on a reader about their struggle. Have you ever struggled to do the right thing? Oop, that's the wrong right. Excuse my, have you ever struggled to do the right thing? And then I could go right into, in this book, Those Shoes, Jeremy goes from jealous in the beginning, conflicted in the middle, and empathetic in the end. Or maybe I start with, have you ever wanted something so badly you make the wrong choice? Thinking about how he buys those shoes anyway, even though they don't fit him. We might start with a statement. Learning lessons is part of life. Sometimes when you want something so badly, you will go to great lengths to get it. Okay, so for today, one of the things you need to work on is this first sentence or couple sentences. What are you going to start with? How are you going to bring your reader in? That's called the hook, right? You're going to hook the reader. The other thing I want you to look at is your transition words, okay? I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of them. Jeremy is jealous. He says, da-da-da-da. Okay, another example is one of my transition words. My third example. In the text, those shoes, da-da-da-da-da. However, Jeremy feels conflicted. My second support. Right, when I'm saying another example, an example of this, my last example. My first example. My second example. Also, that's a transition. Another example. Okay. What I want you to do is look at your transitions. And if you have a lot that say example, 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 you might go to this document, right, in transition words, and look for other ways you could say that same thing. So in mine, I might say, and since this one says my second support, my last support, I might change this to support. Okay, so your two things to do today is your hook and your transition.